Hello guys, this is another Beatles fan and here we are with another video, and this is not a Beatles video. This is a video about my two Eric Clapton concerts I was lucky enough to be in São Paulo, Brazil. It happened 1 week ago, so it took me a bit to have time to record this video, but I really wanted to talk about it because it was super surprising. First things first, Eric Clapton is a guitar god, of course, and he is my personal guitar hero, along with George Harrison and Jimi Hendrix. And yeah, those would be the top three for me. And the reason why I play the guitar is hugely because of him and his style and everything regarding his playing. I absolutely love it. There are some questions about him as a person, but I'm not gonna get into it because we're talking about a guitar god in here, a rock and blues legend, and that's what I'm gonna focus here. Let's talk about it then. Last Saturday, it was the 28th of September. I attended Vibra, a small concert hall in São Paulo. It had a capacity of 7,000 people. And then on the next day, on the Sunday, the 29th, he played a huge gig at a stadium, at Allianz Stadium, the stadium for a football team called Palmeiras. And it was huge. It had like more than 50,000 people in there, I think. And both concerts had the same set list. So I'm gonna go really quickly through the songs, and then I'll just tell you guys my opinion. Actually, let's do it the other way around. All around, it was really surprisingly excellent, to be honest, because I was super excited for it. Again, he's one of my guitar heroes, but I've heard some people saying that his gigs got extremely bureaucratic in the last couple of years because, of course, he's older, he's 78. So I've seen a ton of comments, people saying that, yeah, he walks in a stage, plays his guitar, doesn't seem like he cares too much, and then he walks out. And that's exactly the opposite of what happened. Of course, he's not like Paul McCartney, so there's not a ton of public interaction and stuff like that. He is more reserved, only says thank you. He said thank you in Portuguese, which is obrigado, a couple of times. And he also had a guest called Daniel Santiago. He's a Brazilian guitar player, and he played with Eric in a couple songs. But it was really surprising because it didn't feel like it was a bureaucratic concert at all. It felt like he was giving it his all on the guitar. And it's something that I felt myself during both of the gigs, especially on the first gig on the smaller concert hall, where I got really close to him, so that was really fun. He was playing it like he owned it, of course. Even if he plays it a bit like he doesn't care, if he did that, it would still be awesome, I think, because of just who he is, and he's one of the greatest guitar players of all time. So his mediocrity playing is better than 95% of other players, maybe even more, right? But he didn't do that. He delivered, and the band is super good. The band is great that accompanied him, and it was a show full of improvisation. So if you like that, of course, if you like Eric Clapton, you like huge solos and keyboard and then guitar solos and a piano solo. So it was a really fun jamming style gig, which we don't see too much with those big guys. But of course, it's Clapton, so it's expected, right? And what's not expected, I think, is that he played a ton of blues and really traditional blues songs, and he did not include some of his most iconic work. Especially Layla. Layla is not on the set list, and it was something that people complained a bit about. And I do give him that credit because I think maybe he should have played it like the last song of the encore. Um, the gig would be only marginally better though, because it you get he gives you such a great impression of being a rocker, of being this really guitar god, and um, you don't need much more than that, I think. So he plays a ton of blues. It's a lot of bluesy songs, of course, and it's all got this jam improvisational style. Of course, with some songs being more popish, and by that I mean Change the World, Tears in Heaven, of course. The more run of the mill songs are there, of course, but it's surprisingly a deep blues gig. That's what I mainly took off of it, and I've seen a lot of people really liking that. People who are not, I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore Eric Clapton fan. I don't know much of his stuff. I know, his greatest albums, I'd say, but I'm a huge fan of Cream. That I am. But he he did play a gig for the Eric Clapton fan, I think, way more than the casual rock boomer enjoyer. Let's go through the set list real quick. So he starts off with Sunshine of Your Love, which is awesome. I just love that one. Key to the Highway, which is a cover from Derek and the Dominoes. I'm Your Hoochie Coochie Man, a cover by Willie Dixon. I'm sorry. I really enjoy the version by crap. I forgot who sang that. I should know that. I'm Your Hoochie Coochie Man. That's Muddy Waters, of course. I just his name came out of my head, but and then Badge. So it starts off really strong with this electric set. Sunshine of Your Love, Key to the Highway, I'm Your Hoochie Coochie Man, and Badge. And I absolutely love Badge. It was really a joy because it's an Eric Clapton and a George Harrison song. So again, that was really fun. It was one of my concert highlights. I think everybody who knows Badge loves it. I don't know anyone who doesn't love that one, actually. And then there's a big acoustic set. We have Kind Hearted Woman Blues, which is a Robert Johnson cover, and it's only Eric and the guitar. And again, that's also one of my highlights because it's Eric and the acoustic guitar, and he's playing a Robert Johnson cover. And what else do you need, right? That's what made me pick up the guitar, the acoustic one too. It's one of the main reasons why I do this, why I play it. So that was really special, a special kind of emotional moment. And then he plays a ton of Journeyman stuff. So if you're in his solo catalog, you'll know Journeyman. I think it's his best solo record. So he does play Running on Faith. Change the World isn't from Journeyman. Nobody Knows When You're Down and Out. The acoustic version, similar to the MTV acoustic program, and it's my favorite version of that song by him. I just love it. And then Lonely Stranger, Believe in Life, and Tears in Heaven. I absolutely love those songs I didn't know. So that was also really cool about the gig because there was a couple of songs I didn't know, and I just love them. It's hard, when an artist plays a ton of songs you know and love, and some songs you don't know or that you've heard only once or twice. Sometimes and I'm sorry about the background noise here, but sometimes it's hard to remember them, but they were really memorable to me. So I truly say that you guys should listen to these ones. Lonely Stranger, Believe in Life, Running on Faith. They're great. And then he comes back to the electric set. Got to Get Better in a Little While, one of my favorite rock riffs of all time. That was great. Huge improvisation on that one. Old Love, again, another Journeyman song. And then he does Crossroads, which of course it was made famous by his version uh, when he was playing with Cream. But of course it's a Robert Johnson one. And then he does another Robert Johnson cover with Little Queen of Spades, and then Cocaine, um, to finish it off. And then he leaves the stage and he does a one song encore, Before You Accuse Me. And it's a really great one and off because it's a super energetic one, again a bluesy one, and I just loved it. So, you know, at the end of the day, I truly think he settled his name as a guitar god in the public Brazilian view, you know, and it was something that I didn't think that, of course it's Eric Clapton, but him coming here to Brazil, I didn't think he'd made quite a splash. But I read a ton of music journalists who loved what he did here and who loved the gig, and especially the one at Vibra, again the small music concert hall. That's incredible, right? Seeing him play on such a small stage, that was really fun. Anyway, guys, do you like Clapton? Will you watch any of his gigs now? Did you watch any of his recent gigs? I know he played in Europe before coming here in Brazil, and he also played in Argentina. Anyway, guys, I'll see you later. Thank you so much. Toodaloo.